Florida State's highest rated defensive recruit is on another team's campus just days before signing day. How concerned should FSU fans be? We'll break it all down here next. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for coming to the channel. Make sure you're subscribed. We've got a few days left until National Signing Day, early signing day, and we definitely want to make sure that you get all of the info and get everything up to the minute. We'll be bringing you coverage live all this week and then all day on signing day as well. Appreciate our friends over at garnetandgold.com. You can go to garnetandgold.com. You can use code NOSLAW, N-O-S-L-A-W, if you're getting that last-minute Christmas shopping done. Need to order like now. So we'll link it above. We'll put it in the description as well. NOSLAW, N-O-S-L-A-W. Save you 15% on your order at Garnet and Gold. If you're ordering for Christmas, if you're ordering for the bowl game, whatever your situation is there, make sure you're supporting Garnet and Gold, who gives back to our boosters and our NIL efforts. They are great Noles. You should certainly support them over any of those other websites out there that sell FSU gear. Let's get after it, though. We appreciate you guys again for tuning in. Four-star defensive end Keldric Faulk visited Auburn this weekend, and it should be a little bit concerning for FSU fans. Remember earlier in the year, there was rumors that Faulk would be visiting Tennessee for their matchup against #1 Alabama. In fact, they weren't even rumors. It was reported that he would be visiting. Florida State quickly stepped in and shut that down, and Faulk reaffirmed his commitment to the Noles. He visited Florida State that weekend when the Noles took on Clemson for the biggest home game of the year to that point. Obviously, the Florida game at the end of the year was big. And now we've got another situation. There were rumors and questions about would Faulk visit Auburn this weekend? Would he be in Tallahassee at Florida State? People thought Auburn as far as earlier in the week went, but the Noles got some good news on Thursday and Friday when it was reported that Faulk would be making a visit to Tallahassee. He arrived on campus on Saturday and hung out for a good part of the weekend. Things felt good during his exit interviews out in front of the Moore until this evening. Sunday evenings when we recorded this, I know you're probably watching it Monday morning, things all felt good until Steve Whitfong of 247 reported that Faulk was on campus at Auburn, giving them one more look just 3 days before signing day. Not great news for Noles fans who thought they had this one in the bag with Faulk coming to campus this last weekend before signing day. A lot of people are asking why Faulk would visit. Why is he going there? What's the situation? What's enticing him to come to Auburn? Obviously, a new staff there with Hugh Freeze and a bunch of different moving pieces up there at Auburn. First of all, he's an in-state kid. Second of all, Auburn is very invested, and Auburn is very all-in when it comes to NIL and when it comes to trying to attract talent to their campus. They are trying to do everything they can to flip a roster that was not very good due to the last regime and get things kind of on the right track with Hugh Freeze and Auburn coming back in that SEC West. However, I will say, I think there might be a little bit of hope. I don't necessarily know that this is a done deal. You've not seen any crystal balls go in for him. What's next in this? I think the next couple of days are going to be pretty telling. How does he sound coming out of that Auburn visit? Is he as high on Auburn? Is he saying the right things that he said after coming out of the Florida State visit? What's his tone like? What's his communication like with the staff? It's the dead period. I know that they're not supposed to, there's certain rules around who can reach out, who can't, what communication can be made. But we all know that this recruiting isn't always played by the rules. And so what's his communication level with the staff? Is he still in contact with the staff? But this is one that the Noles are going to have to ride out until signing day. I don't think they're out of it. First of all, he's still committed to Florida State. They're still who has the majority of his visits, the majority of his relationship, and there's a lot there. I also think that Florida State is very, very competitive when it comes to the NIL world. However, Auburn might be a little more competitive now. I don't necessarily know that the resources are too much different. I do think that there's a chance that Auburn may be willing to go above and beyond, is maybe the best way to say that, what the market rate for certain individuals is. Not necessarily saying that's the situation here, not necessarily saying it's not, but I do think that there's a chance that that's why you're seeing this visit take place. and why, if he does flip to Auburn on signing day, that'll be a big reason for it. What should the Noles do in this situation? From an NIL perspective, should FSU be willing to overpay just because Auburn does? If a market rate for a player of Faulk's ability is X, and Auburn's willing to go X plus 50%, should the Noles up that to X plus 100 or X plus 75% just for the sake of winning this battle? I don't know. I think you have to evaluate every single recruit on an individual basis, see how they fit into your scheme, see how they fit into what your plans are for now and in the future, and then make that determination. I think there are certain guys that Florida State would do this for, and there's certain guys on their commit list that they wouldn't do this for. This is a big one, though. Faulk is, again, your top-rated defensive prospect. He's at a position that you blew last year as well. I know there's smoke around Marvin Jones Jr. potentially entering the transfer portal after Georgia's national championship run this year. We'll see on that. I've heard conflicting things when I reached out to some people, not only at Georgia, but talked with some other people as well. And Florida State's been very good at the defensive end position the last couple of years. But a lot of that has come through the transfer portal. And I think that what the Noles need to continue to do now is stack the talent at that D-end position, because you're not always going to hit home runs coming out of the portal. Jermaine Johnson was a home run. Jared Verse was probably a home run. You've got Pat Payton there, who I think they'll continue to develop and will be very, very good for the Noles, but you need to continue to stack talent at that defensive end position, and losing Keldric Faulk would be a really big loss for the Noles at this point. I do think that there's a pretty decent chance that he ends up in Florida State's class. I don't think the Noles will lay down and take this one lightly. I think that it is very concerning that he would be at Auburn just days before signing day when you were trying your very best to prevent that. But I don't think it's a done deal just yet. We'll see how we feel after the next couple of days and see if the gut or the intuition on that is that he is truly gone. I know that message board posters and social media and Facebook, when they find out in 2 or 3 days, they're all pretty upset about this right now. But I think the Noles are still in a decent position for this. I think it's a good thing that he came to campus one more time this weekend, got to hear from the staff, got to hear from Coach Norvell, got to be around other recruits that are very excited about joining the fold soon. And I wouldn't consider this a done deal just yet. It's worry time. I don't know that it's panic time just yet, but it might be getting close to that. Let's see what his comments are after he leaves Auburn. Let's see what the vibe of people like Steve Wiltfong and the good guys over at Noles 247 that cover this kind of stuff. Stay tuned to what On 3 says with Newberg and Simmons. I don't know if it's over just yet, but it definitely is time to worry if you're an FSU fan about Keldric Faulk, the 4-star defensive end out of Alabama, signing with either the Noles or the Tigers. Still committed to the Noles as of now, or at least when we record this video at 9 p.m. on Sunday night. But we'll see how the next few days go. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. What do you think? Do you think the Noles should pay whatever it takes to get any kind of player in? Do you think that if a team's willing to pay above market rate, you should try and beat them out just for the sake of beating them out? I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. NIL's a new wild, wild west, and I don't really think there's a right answer just yet, but we'll kind of see how this one shakes out. We'll see how other recruitments shake out. Again, we've got a ton of good and exciting news coming for the Noles over the next few days, so make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you thumbs up this video. Even though I know you don't love the news, we're still bringing it to you, and we're still trying to keep you informed on what's going on with FSU. So still hit the thumbs up. Don't yell at me because Faulk decided to visit. Let's chat down in the comments. Support Garnet and Gold. Again, no slaw at checkout. We appreciate you guys a ton. We'll talk to you soon. Go Noles.